Hi guys, this is Karen here with Creative You Art Lesson Crates, and we're going to get started with our up lesson. First thing you need to know is that we're working with a canvas. Canvas is just wood wrapped in fabric. You'll notice it's a little bouncy because there's nothing solid behind the majority of this canvas. What that means is that it can make a hole if you're not careful, so don't stab it with a pencil. You'll notice that I have a bucket with brushes. We're going to use the brush that I issued to you. It's a great paintbrush. It's my favorite paintbrush. But if you have other paintbrushes of your own, you are welcome to use those as well. This is my paint palette. I like to recycle them. Therefore, once the colors dry, I just put more colors on top. So you can use any kind of a palette. You can use these with the wells. You can use a piece of paper. I don't recommend the paper. I do recommend wax paper. But regular paper, it'll seep through at some point and make a hole. You will need a napkin or a rag. I like to use rags. I find even though they look disgusting, they work really well drying off the brush. You'll want a nice clean surface that is okay if you get paint on it. Now it is acrylic, it will come up with some water, so that's good. And finally, you're going to need a pencil to draw our basic design. So we're going to be doing the house and the balloons from the movie Up. It is an iconic scene. The movie itself was not a huge hit, but this basic scene is one of the most used scenes from any Disney movie. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so what we want to do is decide, and this is up to you. Do you want your house and balloons going straight up? Do you want it angled? It's up to you. I think what I'm going to do is angled. I think I'd like to draw my house here with my balloons going this way. That way, it looks like it's being carried off by the wind. So to do this, I want to give myself the very basic rectangle of a house. My lines will go this way, and then I'm going to want to do kind of the bottom of a heart on this end. Okay? Now, to draw the house, we're going to start with our roof line. Might help if I kind of zoom in for you. There we go. Alright, so we have a roof line. In that roof line, it comes to a peak, nice and high, and back down. There's another rectangle here with a peak that comes up. And in the center, there is a rectangle topped with a rectangle, and that's going to be the fireplace. This rectangle needs to be doubled. There is a window in it. Then we can draw a rectangle coming down. Let's do a line that connects the two. Then here is where we're going to have some windows. Window, window. Let's go ahead and put the door here. Now things might be a little bit different than the actual movie one. We're doing our interpretation of it. Please know that this is in no way, shape, or form the actual picture, or am I or you going to sell this for money. This is a Disney-inspired lesson. Bring out the roof a little bit. Come up and in. Okay, I think that's a sweet little house. I think it'll work. Now we're done with our drawing, and it's time to paint. To start with, let's go ahead and get our paints out. Clean brush, dry it off, don't ever pinch and pull, because you'll make your bristles all messed up. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in however you like. I think I'd like to get a little bit of brown. There's two ways to do brown. You can use actual brown, or you can mix two colors that are opposite on the color wheel. Now, two colors opposite. What is a color wheel? First and foremost, see this right here? This is a color wheel. It is quite literally a circle. And there is, whoops, my supplies are rolling. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Color wheel. Now you can start anywhere. Blue, purple, red, orange, yellow, green. What this means is there are 3 main colors, and these are your primary colors. You can't make those colors. No matter how many times you mix 2 colors, you're not going to make red. You might make shades of red, like an orange red, or a yellow red, or a purple red, but you're not going to make red. Now these are secondary colors: orange, purple, and green. These secondary take 2 colors to make. So red and yellow, blue and green, or blue and yellow, and red and blue. So if it's across from each other on the color wheel, they'll make brown. Why do they make brown? Because these 3 primary colors mixed together make brown. Don't believe me? I'll show you. If we take red, yellow, and blue and mix them up, brown. So why is it important to mix opposite colors if you want brown? Because yellow and purple is actually yellow, red, and blue. Red and green. Red, blue, and yellow make green. Orange and blue. Blue, red, and yellow make orange. So you're getting all 3 primary colors by doing just the opposite colors on the color wheel. It's a really good trick to know when you are limited on your amount of paint that you have. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to start with my little roof. I'm going to use just the tip of my brush. I'm not going to be flunking my brush down in big thick brush strokes. I don't want to do that. I want a nice sweet little picture. Fill it in. Now the house you can fill in with any colors you like. It's a sweet little home. It can be reds and blues and yellows. It could be greens and yellows. I think I'm going to do greens and yellows with a few red highlights, but might change it up. You never know. So feel free to fill it in with whatever colors you like. And if you would like your house to resemble your own home, go for it. So there's my little roof, and while it's wet, I want to take just a tip of black and go all along the bottom here. Blend it in, and that gives it a little bit of a shadow. Alright, let's do I'm not even cleaning my brush because I want a dark red anyway. So I can do my fireplace. Fill it in as best you can, barely touching the tip of the brush. Clean it off, dry it off, pick your next color. I'm going to do yellow. I'm going to fill in everything here on the bottom of my house. Everything, because I like yellow. Yellow makes me happy. It's a very fun color. It's a fresh color, bright. And then I'm going to do the next layer, green. Now yellow is part of green, so I really don't have to clean my brush if I don't want to, and I don't want to. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it in. You can pick out any colors, remember. It's up to you. Go ahead and fill in every part of this. I'm just trying to make it look like a sweet little home. Fill it in as neatly as possible. Now I'm going to do a green roof here. And I think I want to do a green roof. Well, yeah, I guess I'll do a green roof here that goes up and down. So because I don't like that it's a green roof and a green there, I'm going to take a little bit of blue and toss that into the house color, just to make it more of a turquoise rather than the bright green. I'm going to do it on both sides. Okay, I like that. Clean off your brush really, really well. Fill in this part of your house. I think I'm going to go back to the yellow, but I'm going to touch in a little bit of orange. Orange and yellow on my brush at the same time. And that's going to give me this bright, sunshiny color. And be careful of blending the wrong colors together. I'm used to painting, therefore I paint right up to the other wet color, but don't drag it in. If you're not used to it, blow dry it between colors. Then you don't risk the green dragging into the orange or any of that. I think I want an orange door. Personal preference. You can have a red door if you want to. But I don't know, I think I like the orange. I'm going to put a touch of red in it. Oops. Just a touch. Clean my brush. Dry it gently. Grab some black and let's fill in some windows. Black windows. Do you have to do black windows? No. Do them any color you want. Okay. 2 more. Remember, use just the tip of your brush. Don't press down. Alright. Next thing we're going to paint is the sky. We're going to fill it in with blues and whites. You can make it as dark or as light as you want. Clean off your brush. But I'm going to show you a trick. I'm not going to dry my brush. I'm going to go straight into my blue. I'm going to wet it with some blue. I'm going to come up to my house. I'm going to fill it in with watered down acrylic. So my sky is going to look watercolor. Now, before it dries, and I'm going to do section by section, I want to take my napkin and blot it. But don't go into the house. Look at that. I just made a cloudy sky. Do it again. Water, blue, paint, fill it in, paint, napkin or rag, dab, dab, dab. Do it again. Water, blue paint, fill it in, be careful around the house, gentle, fill it in, and dab. Now, I have a lot of water on my blue, so I'm just going to take it off the plate. Whoops, I got a lot of black in there. must have been black on my plate. So I'm just going to wet it, drag it out. Go with it. It's okay. Dab it. Okay, let me get a little more blue on my plate. If I can find my blue, I'd be doing really good. All right, here it is. And wet brush. I'm going right on top of that little black area I didn't like. Drag it out. Dab it. Now, I'm not going to stress too hard about going in where the balloons go, because that's going to be filled with color. So now I'm going to turn my canvas. Water, paint, bottom. Now feel free to paint your sides. If you paint your sides, you are gallery wrapping your canvas, which means you don't have to frame it. Which is a really smart thing to do, especially if you're on a budget. Water, blue, fill. Careful around your house. Try and get as close to your color as possible. You don't want a white halo around your house because you didn't go close enough. I'm going to wet my brush and drag it out a little more. Tap. Alright, water, blue, lots of blue. Now, do you have to do the sky this way? Absolutely not. You do not have to. You can just fill it in with solid color if you want to. Your call. I just really like this look. I think it's cool. It's fresh. It's different. People are going to say, how'd you do that? Okay, and I think I can do one more. Just make sure you fill in all of it. No white specks. All right. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. There you go. Now I'd like to add some white clouds. So I'm going to clean my brush off really well. I'm going to dry it gently. I'm going to grab my white. I'm going to pick a point that I want it. Well, I definitely want it here over this black spot. So I'm going to start tapping white. Grab some more. Make an organic shape. And just have it start to trail off into your blue. See that? Just kind of drags away. Let's do it again. White. Let's do a bump right here. Bump. It trails off. Let's do one right here. Big one. Bumps. Nothing precise. Clouds are not perfect. They're just a whole bunch of bumps that trail off on the bottom. Another one up here. And do another one next to him. I really like that. It looks like it's really flying high in the sky. Very, very cool. All right, the next part is where it gets really fun. You can do this a couple of ways. You can use a paintbrush and just start filling in the circles. You can use a Q-tip. and start making circles. Or you can do my favorite thing. Use your fingers. Dip it in a color. And start dotting. Now, right here I have a blob on that dot. I'm going to manually adjust it. Every now and then I'm going to pick up some more paint. I don't want it to look like puckered fingerprints, so I'm going to hit it a few times. Keep going, make them unevenly spaced out. A few more on one side than the other, some next to each other. Just keep filling it in. Alright, I'm going to switch to another color. So I'm going to wipe my finger off. Let's go for some orange. Try and keep them about the same size. Keep going all over. Fill, fill, fill. Go to the edges. And what's going to happen when you fill in the whole thing? You're going to do some more. That's right, we're going to keep layering and layering. Wipe off your finger, move to the next color. So let's do some red. 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 My red is really thick. So I don't know if I'm going to do too many red ones. Clean off your finger. Don't do too many blues either, simply because you have a blue sky, but they are really good to have a bunch on the edges, along with the inside. Just keep filling. Now if you find that they're starting to overlap and blend a little bit, take a moment, turn off the video, and go blow dry it. Alright, I need some purple on my plate. Purple, fill in. Just start looking for spots that don't have any color. All the white spots need to be filled. Fill them in. I'm almost to the point to where I need to go dry it. Oh, you know what? I want to do some purple over here. One over here. Alright, dry my finger, and then I'll do a little bit of green. And then I'm going to go dry it. So keep going. Fill it in. I'm going to pause the video. Give this a quick dry. I'm going to add another layer of balloons, and this is really going to look amazing. So hang tight. Okay, so I put some fresh red on my plate, so I'm going to start with that. I'm all dry, so I can start layering. You may want to do this layering of colors 3 times. I don't think 2 is going to be enough, but you never know. Alright, wipe off your finger, do another color, maybe some green, and just keep filling. Purple. Alright. And then you can start adding just some detailed perfect circles if you feel it's necessary. Okay, I'm going to pause it and dry it one more time. Okay, I'm back for the last layer. I want some green, a lot of green. Of course I have some blue in it. You know what? I'm going to take a little bit of white, mix it in with my blue and my green, and make a whole nother color for the top layer. This is where you can just get creative. Just keep filling. You don't want any white by the time you're done. do red layer again. And I think we're just about finished with this part. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the final phase, which is the strings. Now you're not going to draw a single string for every single balloon. That's going to make this entire painting very dizzying, and it's not a good idea. What I recommend is a Sharpie. You're just going to start at your chimney, sorry. And you're going to draw some lines coming up. Alright, I'm going to spin my canvas so I can do some on this side. There you go. Now some people like to put wording, which you are absolutely able to do. Adventure is out there, true love, any of those kind of quotes, totally up to you. But if you do that, please, if you do it with Sharpie, make sure it's completely dry. The Sharpie will die out on you if it touches the wet paint. Otherwise, just use your paintbrush and paint the wording on there, if you choose to do so. Well, I appreciate you joining me for this Up lesson. I think this is an adorable canvas. It is absolutely one of my favorites. Even though it's not my favorite movie, it is a very good movie. All right, you guys, it was wonderful painting with you. Keep in mind that adventure is always out there. Keep creating. We'll see you soon. Bye.